Alright, we're going to move on to number 3. This one, again, is saving in not in a piggy bank, but just in a bank this time, and you're getting 3% interest on your money each month. Okay, so when we're making our table here, X is going to be what month it is, and then Y is going to be how much is in the account. So right when you start out here, it's $50. And then we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 months. Okay. In order to figure out how much money you're going to have, you're going to take your amount that you have from the month before, and you're going to times it by 1.03. Okay. This corresponds with 103%. Okay. If you're trying to increase by 3%, you basically want 103% of whatever you're starting with. Okay, the 100% part is there because you don't want just 3% of the value. You want the base value plus 3%. So that's why it's 103. So times it by 1.03. And if you do that for 50, you're going to get 51.5. And then you gotta do the next month. So you gotta do 51.5. You times it by 1.03. That'll give you 53.045. And typically with monies, you just round it up. So you're gonna take your 53.05. Actually, you typically round it down because the bank doesn't want to give more money than they need to. And so you're going to take 53.04 times it by 0.003 to get the next step, which is 54.63. And then you're going to take that and times it by 1.03 to get your next value, which is 56.26. Okay, and again, these I'm rounding down because that's what your bank will do, right? They're not gonna give you more money than they have to, and so they just round down and they keep that little bit of extra, right? Those tenths of a cent there. Okay, we're gonna graph this pretty quick. You notice how we got like all these decimals here, and so we're just gonna have to make our best guess on getting the values down. And here I'm just going to count by 25s on my vertical axis, and my horizontal I'm just going to count months. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, on month 0 I have I'll start with $50. After 1 month you go up $1.50, which is like so. After 2 months you're looking at not actually much of an increase. After 3 months, again, not really much of an increase, a little bit. And we're slowly getting a little bit more and a little bit more increase each time. My graph here, it's kind of straight, but kind of not. It does have that upward curve. And so when you're trying to figure out whether it's going to be linear or exponential, remember, exponentials happen when you're multiplying to get to the next step, and linears happen when you're adding to get to the next step. And this one we're multiplying by 1.03, and so this is an example of an exponential. And exponentials typically have the form of y equals a times b to the x power. Okay, the b part is what you multiply by each time, and the a part is your starting amount. Well, my starting amount was 50, and I multiply by 1.03 each time, so that's what b is going to be. And so my equation is going to look like this. Y equals 50 times 1.03 to the x power. I'm going to put that 1.03 to the x in the parentheses, because that just to make sure we do that first. Alright, so now we got that. We can really answer these questions here. First one, how much money will I have in the account at the end of 10 months? Well, you just take your equation and you plug in 10 in for x. Okay, remember exponents first, so do 1.03 to the 10th power, which is going to be a long decimal thing, and then you'll times that by 50. And when you do that, you're going to get 67.19, again rounding down because the bank will do that. They're not going to round up for you. Okay, so $67.19. Remember, do the exponential part first, so 1.03 to the 10th. Now that I got that done, I'm going to answer the next question. How many months will it take to have at least $100? To figure that one out, I recommend just plugging in some numbers, because if you plug in 100 in for y, you're going to have this fancy equation here, and trying to figure out what that exponent is to put on 1.03 is actually going to be really tough. And so what I recommend doing is guessing. So after 10 months we got this much, and that's kind of not quite enough. That's an increase of $17. So let's try perhaps like 30 months, which sounds reasonable. And if you plug in 30 months, you're going to get 121. Hold on, let me put that in there. 1.03 to the 30 months. You're going to get 121.36. And so that's a little much. Let's have it go down to perhaps 25, like 25 months, and that's actually really close. Yeah, let's actually do 24. So what I'm doing in my calculator is I'm trying 24, 23rd, 25th power, and I notice that when I get to the 24th power, I get 101.63, and that's with 24 months. So instead of doing to the 30th power, do the 24th, and you'll get this amount, which is how many months it will take to get over $100.